Don't back down, Cancer. A transformation you have long desired is already underway, where you have been dealing with delays. This has worked out to your advantage. It's allowed you to put a certain strategy in place with a force that you know could have a disruptive influence on your plans, but it's given you the upper hand, and you're about to make a bold move that proves that that time has indeed been on your side. And it's your time, Cancer. And thank you for being patient while you awaited your quest solar return. We're already in Leo season as I'm delivering this to you. Some of you may be Cancer Leo cuspers, so double blessings for you, I'm hearing, if you have that distinction in your natal astrology. But let's get underway here and do a proper quest wildcard read to see what your next trip around the sun has in store for you. I hope that it's off to a bright start. I think it is. It was 1:11 on the clock here, so I do feel like this is a magic moment for you. You are taking an action that's really going to bring some kind of reinvigoration into your life. It's reuniting you with your soul's purpose, also a treasure that was taken from you long ago that is about to be retrieved and placed right back in your hands, but not without some effort here. I do feel like there's been challengers, but whatever strategy you're employing here will give you the ability to give those challenging forces the slip. I do feel a victory will be imminent. And for some of you, this is something that's been going on for many lifetimes. I do got kind of like Miss of Avalon vibes around you all, okay? You might feel very drawn to that particular archetype, the archetype of the Knights Templar and all things archaic and magical and mystical. And I was really drawn to the Dragon Tarot for you to get your reading underway. But first we're going to get a baseline energy, just sort of an overarching theme for your quest with Goddess guidance here, because you are really the sign that ushered in the rebirth of Venus. You started that force in motion here with your new moon that came in back on the 14th of July. And this energy is really quickening right now, especially now that we're out of Mercury retrograde. And we'll see the evidence of this on the scene by that new moon in Leo on the 12th. After we're on the other side of post-Mercury retrograde shadow. But first, all lights on in the room with a full moon that is going to exact some justice here. That full moon will be in your descendant sign. I'm saying your descendant sign, so this is really interesting. Some of you may be Leo risings. I keep getting this impression that some of you Cancers, some of you Cancer Sun natives have real strong Leo placements, or you're on the cusp here, okay? That Leo is a descendant sign to Aquarius, and Aquarius is hosting that full moon on the 29th. We're edging up to it now, and it is going to be a distinct balancing point. Something is coming to completion for you, something that first got underway back at the time of the Ring of Fire in Aquarius that went down earlier this year on February 17th, and that new moon in Leo will be a total eclipse. So for a moment, it's sort of like this pause, this dramatic pause in the storyline, and then the big reveal. That's what it really feels like, okay? So I think you may be up to something here. You may be up to something here, Cancer, where there's about to be a big reveal. So let's see what your overarching theme for this next trip around the sun is all about for you. Yes, you see, right now, you don't need to force anything. You may actually be discovering that things are just flowing to you with more ease. You're recognizing the transformation. You're starting to see that it doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't have to be such a challenge, especially when it is your destiny, something that you have already risen to the challenge of by taking your hand of fate and spinning it into the stuff of your dreams. And I do feel like you are finding that pot of gold, that as you ease into this new awareness of how your world has transformed, there is something coming in here about easy does it. This is something that doesn't require you to be bold in the way that most would view being bold. Most view bold as using some kind of force, but there's a real strength and formidability in your quiet sureness and inner strength that I'm really feeling is coming to the forefront here. And yes, time is on your side, and there's a lot that's lining up for you right now, and it's all down to synchronicity. So there's no need to hurry. You don't have to force anything to happen, and everything is going to start occurring in perfect timing. And what's coming in here will give you great peace. You may be receiving messengers in the form of doves, letting you know that you are loved and giving you signs of hope, of land ahead where you have been traveling across some long, stormy seas at times. You're finally about to pull into the port, a port of discovery, I'm hearing. Okay, this could be an actual port for some of you. Some of you, it is a portal. You're slipping through a portal of discovery. Life is really changing for you. You may be in the 3D, but you have another dimensional kind of perspective here as you step into this next chapter of your life. For others of you, this is you maybe moving to a new location or going on a trip that may feel like somewhat of an odyssey in what it reveals to you, who it aligns you with, and where it may compel you to go in the future, I'm hearing. So let's get an overarching theme for Cancer's quest here. And I do want to say thank you to all the Cancers here that support the channel. I appreciate you. Yes, just be receptive to this nurturing energy that wants to come in for you. It's like this opportunity is going to just start overflowing in your life. That's what it feels like. It feels like the energy signature of opportunity, but it's not just any kind of opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to just open up and receive for a change where you may be more used to nurturing others. And this is about you finally being in a place where I feel like you let go of something that was really blocking your ability to take in what wants to come and pour into you here. So this is really beautiful. Do allow yourself to receive. I think you're aligning with opportunities. You're aligning with spaces and people and places that are going to pour into you. I feel this really strongly. And as you come into alignment with these characters that are coming to the storyline, you're really going to find that it heightens your intuition. It makes you feel even more solid and just really being able to trust your energetic read of situations. I think that's also what gives you this kind of strength and quiet formidability as you move into this next cycle, this next trip around the sun. And I feel like as this pours into you, it allows you to give to others in such a beautiful way, in a way that you haven't really been able to give in a while because you weren't feeling that reciprocal flow. And this is a beautiful synergy that's coming in here. So I really love this for you, okay? And look at this. I told you, the flow of prosperity. So there is some treasure that you're protecting here. The cornucopia is pouring out onto you. I do feel like it's moving you into this state of bounty. I feel like that is a word for you in the year ahead. And I don't mean that there is a bounty on your head, although there can be people that would like to have access to all these brilliant ideas you're teaming with, and also the downloads you're getting here. But I think you're much smarter about keeping things close to the chest when you know it's between just you and spirit, and it's really important that you keep those plans under wraps until you do that big reveal and take everybody by surprise. And it's not out of any sense of stinginess, quite the opposite. I think you are embracing a quality of being rather bountiful. And when we look at the spirit of being bountiful, it's not only being abundant, but it's being blessed, and also being in a space where you're able to be very gregarious and generous because you have so much. It's in surplus. So I do feel like where you were dealing with more of a kind of trickle before, this is like the floodgates opening in the best way. It's really beautiful. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Again, be open to receiving, okay? It's all about you opening up to receive in this next trip around the sun. You've done the groundwork. You've laid the foundation for this, and it's your turn. It's your turn to just be blessed up and have people really acknowledge what you bring to the table, acknowledge you, support you, lift you up. It's your justice. And I do feel like there's a key connection here that's coming in, and this person is your equal. It does have 11 energy around it. So I feel like this is a very destined connection. It's not fated, okay? There's a difference. There really is a difference. Fated connections are more those connections that come in to teach us really rough lessons. And I think you've already been through plenty of this. But this is a connection that just feels so kismet. This feels like kinship. This feels like a kindred soul. And there's instant soul recognition here. And together you bring your energies in a place of synergy, and it creates a way through for both of you to something really beautiful, I feel. And look at this. This is just so much peace coming in. So much peace. And I think there is something here. For some of you, you may have a child, or you may be entering into motherhood or fatherhood. And I just saw a bird fly by the window here. Ironically, it was a dove, and it was flying north. So north is the direction of blessings. And there's something here. If I just want to bring this in, okay? For some of you, the child is more symbolic of a creative project you're working on, or it's a dream that you've had for a long time, and you finally started really pouring yourself into this, investing your energy. And you may have sent up some prayers, or you may have sent up some smoke and asked for support as you really go for this thing, okay? Whatever this is, I do feel like you are receiving this wish that you have. This dream is coming into view. So there's something about right now really doing gratitude rituals even before it's fully come to fruition. And for those who are planning on bringing a little one into this world, or maybe you already are a parent and for some reason you've had some kind of concern about your child, I think you're getting to the other side of something that's been challenging, or has felt like you've been navigating some difficult blockages in the situation, and it's bringing about this time that's going to be more carefree, more fun. There's more opportunity for this playful spirit to weave through your life, and it's giving you a great sense of peace, okay? So there's no need to worry about your future. Just let that all go. Everything is actually working out really beautifully for you at this time. Just keep your focus, keep your intentions on the mark you want to hit here, and don't aim low. Really set your sights high, because the more that you have that single pointed focus, you will hit the mark. This is also an energy of being very much connected to a strong sense of selfhood here. And it doesn't matter if you are in a committed relationship. This is you really being in your independent strength, your independent power. And you may find that you're having a real strong connection with the moon as you make your next trip around the sun. You might be more interested in really harmonizing with the lunar cycles. That might be something that's really speaking to you. And there's also something here about you being very driven and very focused on what you're working on. And so there might be a need for you to create a little quiet, receptive time for yourself at night where you can tune in on a more sensitive level to balance out all that go-getter energy. I think the moon wants to whisper secrets and mysteries to you, and also just bring a little bit of that tempering, cooling, calming, serene energy in for you as well. But whatever you're focused on here, and I feel like this is already something that is underway. You at least have this inspiration. It's something that's already on the way to coming into its full form. Its capacity, I'm hearing, its capacity to hold space. There's something about it holding space, maybe holding space for many, or holding space for a lot of creativity that wants to come to full fruition here, okay? Keep your thoughts, your feelings, and all of your actions focused on what you desire to bring into form here, okay? And there's no denying it. You're absolutely going to hit your mark. So I think that that is your overarching theme here. It's something you're already aware of. It's something that you're working very diligently at. It's something that you have already been formulating some kind of strategy around, and you're preparing yourself to take some really bold actions in relation to this. Looks really good. Looks really good. And where there's those disruptive forces, we'll suss out the details just to give you that upper hand, but let's dive into it. Let's open up here with the Tarot of the Dragons, and we're going to look at the theme of your quest. Yes, Page of Pentacles. Okay, so you are in your rebirth cycle. The dawn is already on the scene. You already see the light up ahead. You may have been hibernating a bit, but you're starting to surface here. I really feel that. And you're surfacing with some golden opportunity, and it has something to do with what you've learned during this time that you were navigating the unknown territory. You were moving through the dark. You've been through an initiatory process. And you do have both something to teach others here, but there's also a new path of learning that's unfolding before you. So you're already on your way. You're entering that rebirth energy. So what is the nature of this quest? This solar return quest for Cancer as they prepare for this next journey around the sun. What is the nature of Cancer's quest? Let's let the dragons weigh in on this. The dragons always tend to come in when there is a need to protect some kind of treasure you hold here, right? So I do feel like you have a treasure you hold. This treasure is something that is going to be unearthed by you this next year of your life. See, and there's you formulating the strategy, you know. You might be wearing a little bit of a disguise at this time, you know. You don't want people to know just how crafty you are and what you're up to here. I think that whatever you're doing here, it is quite a metamorphosis for you. There's something here where people aren't used to seeing this side of you. It is a big reveal. It's sort of like, yeah, look at me now. This is who I am now. 1919 on the clock. Big sun energy. Whatever this is, it's going to be extremely successful. Again, it's coming in. I'm going to bring it in. For some of you, this relates to your son. You have a child that is very dear to you, and where you've been dealing with a really tricky situation, navigating something with your child, you are going to be very successful with that. Or if you are about to give birth, you may be giving birth to a son. You may be having a boy. Congratulations, okay? I also feel like there's stages of development in what you're pulling off here. So it does require you to keep things cloaked, because when you're bringing a vision into being, it's so necessary to guard it vigilantly in those first steps, you know, until you really get it rooted. That's when it's at its most delicate. It's sort of like when a bloom is first opening up and unfurling its petals. That's a very sensitive process, you know. So I feel like this is kind of the opening you're experiencing. And yet when there is the big reveal, there's something about the way you've changed, and what you're doing now really takes people back. They never expected this of you. Okay, tell me more about the nature of this quest for Cancer, Spirit. Tell me about the nature of this quest for Cancer, Spirit. Ooh, landing right in your lap, the Chariot. Look at that. So you absolutely are taking the reins here. Isn't that interesting? It's like, normally with the Chariot, which is your card, by the way, in the major arcana, so you're very much in your own element here. And I do feel like you really balance the forces of shadow and light, and you, whoa, there just was another bird that flew to the east here. The east is the point of initiation, like actually the inception of the idea, the action, the inspiration, and beginning to bring it into form. So this is something you are starting to move forward with right now. I think you've been really moving forward with this since your new moon came in. And normally with the Chariot, the driver doesn't have the reins, because the one at the wheel is Spirit, but it's like Spirit has entrusted you with the reins here, because you have clear hearing of what the objective is here. And this is because you've reclaimed your heart after going through some major time of grief, heartache. You now have the power to hold this, I'm hearing. You now have the power to hold these reins that drive you forward into your future. Really strong energy. So your quest is to move forward with this, to move forward purposefully towards your destiny, activation. Any other additional information you want to bring in around that? I mean, I know you're kind of cloaking this a little bit, and I think it's wise. So we might not get all the details about this, because I feel like you and Spirit right now are very much working in synergy. Yeah, there's something here that just flipped up and it's hidden. So I won't reveal too much about it, but it is your Nine of Pentacles. It is your treasure. It is your treasure. And you have alchemized a lot to be able to achieve this. Your growth is going to be evident, very evident here. People are going to recognize that you have gained some kind of traction in the material world. You're in a very different spot. I feel like you're going to be doing very well for yourself financially, and in your sphere of work, in your sphere of influence. There's opportunities coming your way that many people would do anything to get a chance to walk through the doors that are opening for you now. But these things are coming your way specifically because you did the work. I feel like you're coming into a place of real health and vitality, and that applies on every level: mind, body, spirit. You may also have messengers coming in the form of cardinals. Other cardinal signs like you may be allies as well, and you may be communicating with a lot more cardinal signs in this next trip around Sun. Cardinal signs: Capricorn, Libra, Aries in the mix there, okay? Other Cancerians like yourself as well. And yeah, this is some beautiful point of arrival for you. Sire of Wands, there could be an Aries of significance that plays quite a potent role. Maybe helping you activate a dream, maybe partnering with you on this here. I also feel with that transit we got going on with Neptune and Aries, this is the activation of a dream. This is you pulling that diamond out of the void. You may have been through very pressurized territory here, but you're able to pull this off. There could be a fire sign of significance that might be coming into alignment with you as well, that plays a role in the dawning of a new day. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, because I brought the cardinal signs in, I am getting a pretty strong Aries hit here, okay? But any of the fire signs could be at play. And if you do have strong Leo, I feel like you're acting from your fire, you know? I think you were more in your water last year. This year is the year you pull more from your fire. So look where you got fire in your chart, because where you did a lot of feeling and diving in deep last year, this year is about action. It's about action. It's about really evoking your will and your determination and your passion and your drive. And I like this energy for you. It is like go-getter energy. It is protagonist energy. It is the hero's arc. So I really dig this energy for you, Cancer. All right, let's look into it. Let's see what your nemesis could be, what could work against you. Now, around here, we always view the nemesis as, yeah, it may appear as something outside of you, but even if it is a particular character coming on the scene that's trying to create disruption for you, in some way, they are a master maker for you, because they help you overthrow aspects of yourself that are holding you back, okay? They always come in to forge us in a certain fire too, okay? So let's see. What is the nemesis for Cancer on their quest during this next trip around the sun? What is the nemesis for Cancer? Okay, and this is crossing your 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. The nemesis is investment, what you invest in here. You have to invest through taking that action, through using your fire. You can't just think about things. You can't just dream about things. You can't just plan and strategize anymore. Now is the time to act. Now is the time when you really have to start to bring these things into form. So anytime that you feel like, gosh, nothing's really happening for me, ask yourself, am I doing what I need to be doing? Am I taking the actions I need to take to bring my dreams to fruition? Because it's all up to you. It's all about you making the investment with the 7 of Pentacles. It's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter. You do have to invest through taking action, okay? So do understand that when you do feel held back, don't look at anything outside of yourself. Ask yourself, what do I need to do? Where do I need to invest my time, my energy, my focus, that single-pointed focus to change my circumstances? And you'll find that it frees up the energy, okay? Yes, it will free up the energy, okay? This is you right here, Sire of Cups. Again, coming in with that masculine aspect, which means you have to take the action. Okay, the masculine is the avenue. The feminine is the creativity. But the creativity can never come into form. It can never be what it wants to be if the action isn't taken, if the road isn't opened, okay? So it's time to bring your dream into form. No more just sort of fantasizing about it and envisioning it. There's also something here about not isolating yourself anymore. You can't live on Fantasy Island, okay? You have to get out there, you know, be a bit of a mover and shaker. And introduce yourself to new environments, new people, okay? All the opportunities are outside of the cave. It reminds me of that download that came in recently, so I'll put it as a card for you on the tail end of this video. Prometheus, it's time for you to emerge from the cave. Your spark is needed. That's what this is, okay? Feel that very strongly, okay? Let's see what your spirit ally is. What's working for you on this next campaign as you make your trip around the sun? What is your spirit ally? What is Cancer's spirit ally? What is in favor? Ooh, now this flew out and it landed where it's touching the top of the Gilded Tarot here. And there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 cards here that it's touching. So I'm going to take all 4 of those so we can see something you've already alchemized. I feel is speaking to something that's already transformed and is currently materializing in your world. 6 of Wands in reverse. That's your ally. You stopped fighting for something. You said, I'm not going to compete for anything. You started recognizing that when things that you desired or things you wanted were requiring you to get into some kind of conflict or fight for it or constantly feel like any moment it could be swiped out of your hands because you were pitted against other people. This feels like very manipulative, some kind of manipulative situation you were dealing with. You finally realized, like, that's not for me. You stopped questing for something, and that is what's transforming your reality. So that was an ally to you. And this is also important for you to remember moving forward, okay? Your lane that's opening up for you right now, there's no competition because it's meant for you. Remember, you know, this is the overarching theme of your next trip around the sun. You are driving this chariot. So don't let anybody else trick you into giving up those reins because this is your chariot, Cancer, okay? So this is really going to speak to something that's already been transformed, okay? It's all alchemized energy. 4 cards here. Wow, Cancer. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you have a totally new view of the world. You understand that you hold the power to create the world you want to see. You already have a view of where you're going. And right now, you are in the process of creating this, but you already see it. You already see it in your mind's eye. And see, here it comes again, Page of Pentacles. This is the second time you're receiving this message. So you see it, and now you're heading into a new learning process because I think a lot of times in the past you may have had dreams, but you didn't actually bring them to fruition. And now you're willing to be bold and daring and take the first step to bring this into form. And there could be something also about your path forward here where you're learning new skills and you also may be teaching others. So there may be others that you're going to lead along the way. Whatever this is, I do feel it has something to do with some kind of work you're doing or some kind of craft, some kind of skill you're honing here. And this craft, this skill moves you out of a time where you did feel like you were moving through some pretty lean territory. You may have felt like you didn't have what you needed. You may have struggled quite a bit. You may have felt like your home life wasn't stable. You may have felt like your health was challenged. You may have dealt with repeat injuries and other kinds of maladies that really just kept your energy low, your physical energy low. It made it difficult for you to take certain actions. You didn't have the get up and go at that time. You felt like your get up and go got up and went. There's also something here about you could have been connected to somebody too that was a debilitating influence. This could have been a character that made you compete with others and it really just drained your energy. I feel like you gave this the boot, you know. You may have felt like you were kind of kicked out of a community, or you were never welcomed in certain spaces, and this is what's really transforming for you. But I also feel like your finances are improving here, your material assets are improving here, and you're really finding the path that you belong on. It's beautiful. And look, you're finding your star family, you're finding the people, the star mates, the people that you're meant to build this future with. And yeah, you may have gone through some storms, but now you're getting to that pot of gold on the other side of the rainbow. It's not just a fantasy. It's not a pipeline dream. It's going to be your reality. It's already spiraling into forms. This is what you've already alchemized. This is beautiful. Wow. This is excellent. That's some pretty potent energy working for you, okay? Let's see. What is the lay of the land for Cancer? What is the lay of the land for Cancer as they embrace this journey of the Fool and they start to set out down this road that leads them up to their north node in this next trip around the sun? What is the lay of the land for Cancer? What should they anticipate up ahead? What should they be prepared for? Yeah, just prepare for people to try to challenge your position, but they won't be able to because you already got the higher ground with the Seven of Wands. You don't have to prove your position. You don't have to prove your viewpoint. You don't have to fend anything off here. This is your spot. They can't even reach you. So all of those forces that were causing some kind of drama for you, were very competitive with you, were causing all kinds of these little just nagging issues to crop up that were so frustrating for you. In some cases, I'm going to bring it in because I am picking it up where you did feel like you dealt with, maybe even groups of people that ganged up on you, or where you felt like you were dealing with some kind of spiritual warfare. It can't hit you, so it can miss you because you're holding the power now. Okay, I like that energy. Right? You also already have a view that these forces don't have. You see something they don't see. They're still fixated on you, and you're kind of looking over the fray of that. You're looking over their heads, and you're looking at where you're going, not where you've been. I do think you might deal with some energies that do try to capture your attention. It feels like it tries to come in through baiting you with something that could get you distracted, caught up in some drama. But again, whatever this was, like, you've totally pulled out of that. Like, for some of you, it was an intimate connection. Okay, it's coming in a little cheeky, I have to say. You pulled out of that. You're like, man, no, that ain't even worth it. I don't even desire that anymore. Okay, I feel like you're not on that quest, whatever that is. But these people are still obsessed with you. For some reason, you're a central figure in their storyline. Okay, and you're like, I'm not even living out that quest anymore. I'm on a totally new campaign. So let's see your lay of the land. Look at that. You overthrew the devil. You broke the chains that binded you. You are free. And now it's sort of like the devil's in the hangman position here. Look at that. This could have been somebody that did try to mar public opinion of you. They tried to negatively impact your reputation. I think people are seeing who the true deceiver is in this situation. Yep, and there you still are on the bottom of the deck, holding your fire, wielding it wisely. The power's in your hands. You got an Ace of Wands here. I'm telling you, whatever bold action you're going to take here, it's really going to transform your reality. Ooh, that is really beautiful. There's a spider web, and it's coming from the ceiling all the way down to this little spider that's hanging from the bottom of it. And the sun is going down over here right now, and it's lighting up this thread. It's a single thread. It's lighting it up with this beautiful, it's like a fiery glow. It almost has shades of amber and crimson. Amber and crimson may be, power colors for you, I feel. It's also reminding me of root chakra. Sacral chakra. So I do feel like you've balanced something in those two energy centers as well. It's like you've really gotten rooted back in your creative power, I feel. There could have been somebody, it could have been an intimate partner or somebody that was stealing your ideas, robbing you of your creative ideas. And I think that's why you're really protecting what you're building here, because you do not want to get caught up in this web again. And to me, it feels like a particular network of people, okay? Yeah, that's wise. It is wise to keep this to yourself. And yeah, you're in that creative energy right now. So spider could be coming in as a totem for you. Spider is the medicine of creativity, weaving the threads of fate too. Weaving the threads of fate into the stuff of your destiny. Really a lot of fire energy coming forward for you right now. It's really cool. Really cool. I dig that. Okay. So, hey, you're in a real solid spot here. I love to see this for you. I really do. I love to see this for you. Let's check out what's the matter with these people that oppose you. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but we always look at this. Maybe it's helpful in some way to understand, like, what's at the core of that. Why are they so fixated on you? Let's see what the beef is. What is the meat of the matter in relation to these characters? I mean, they're caught up. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the color purple. Color purple. When Miss Seeley, was it Miss Seeley? Was it Miss Seeley? I think it was Miss Seeley. Where she said, the jail you plan for me is the one you'll rot in. It's got those kind of vibes. Yeah, until you do right by me. Everything you even think of will turn to dust. I don't think that's exactly what she said, but that's how it's coming through for you. There's something about this, like, somebody did you real dirty. Somebody did you wrong. And I don't think you're like vengeful here. I don't think you're like holding this person to the mat. But I think this is between their own soul and their maker and what they have to sort of balance out here. This person is held back. They won't be able to harm you the way they have in the past. I do feel like this is somebody who caused some harm to you. And right now, it's like, it almost feels like they're being bound for their own protection. Why do I got vibes of like the craft coming through here? I do. This could be the crafty character. Somebody's bound from harming themselves, harming others, you know. There could be something this person's struggling with. This person could have like some kind of addiction or just not be in the right headspace. Like, there's something this person is being restrained from being able to act out here, and it's actually for their own good, okay? So, this may be the beginning of this person kind of finally redeeming themselves from their devilish ways, okay? I don't think it's anything you should like bank on or hold out for, but that's kind of what's going on with that energy. And I do think it's important for you to understand this, because this could be somebody that caused a lot of suffering for you. Okay. Could be Capricorn energy connected to this. I feel it's like more the way people perceived you as a result of this character, like how they marred your reputation or how they told everybody who you were and maybe even made you a target. You know, they may have had some kind of campaign against you here. Give me more details about the beef, right? Yeah, Page of Cups in reverse. This person's delusional. This person's delusional. Yeah. And that's probably why you've been a little bit isolated here. It's like you've already scried this. You've already seen this. This is who they are to you. Look at your energy. Look at your energy and look at them. Okay? I think you've already seen what this character's up to. Page Cups in reverse, Piscean energy. You know better than to partner with this person. You know better than to believe the hype, whatever this person has to say. You're not deluded. This could be somebody who tried to weave some kind of glamour over you. They could have done it through other deceptive means too. Could have done it through gossip. 44 on the clock. Okay. Double 8, 16. It's a Tower for them. It's the Chariot for you. Okay. That's what I'm hearing. So see, this isn't even a concern anymore. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. This person's going to have a lot of time for self-reflection, I'm hearing, okay? Let's see what consequences you'll have to deal with as a result of your past actions, because there's always road work. Even when we're entering a very positive time in our life, it looks like you're on the upswing here, Cancer, but it's always wise to be mindful of the work we still have to do, you know? I think it's important never to feel like our work is done as long as we are here and we are in a physical body in this realm. There's work to be done. Yeah, 10 of Cups in reverse crossing. There's something here about really making sure that you don't let past disappointments of when you try to make a dream reality haunt you, because you're not in that headspace anymore, okay? It's so important that if you ever have those thoughts kind of creep in that tell you, remember the last time you tried to make something happen for yourself and the way that went, or remember the last time you trusted somebody and you let them into your heart, or remember the last time that you tried to make your feelings known or share that communication that was really asking to be shared and the way that went. And so I feel like it's times that you allowed yourself to be fenced in or restrained or kept small because of too much reflection on dreams that passed you by. I think there can be times when you felt very star-crossed in your life, and maybe especially in relation to relationships, romantic relationships. Okay, but this is really transforming for you. It could have been with friendships too, just feeling like you couldn't count on people, couldn't trust people. This is changing for you, okay? So where you are feeling soul recognition, where you are feeling like, yeah, I really want to go for this dream, and you have those little nagging reminders of the past come through for you, or I'm bringing this through right now. If you have people around you who try to remind you of times when you failed before, or you endured something that was embarrassing for you or really difficult for you, kick them to the curb, man. You don't need people like that around you. The people that are coming into your life right now that are meant to journey forward with you, they're going to continue to pour into you as you pour into them. It's an equal give and take. There's this beautiful reciprocity. Don't hold space for people like this who disempower you, who try to take you back to a former version of yourself, because it ain't about that, all right? Okay? That's it. That's all I really see. You just really have to make sure that you don't let yourself get pulled back into a certain way of viewing what's possible for you because of the limitations you endured in the past, because you have transformed here, okay? And we already know this is coming in for you, okay? It's already on its way. So remember, when something's coming into form, that's when it's at its most vulnerable for inception and interception as well. And sometimes we can rob ourselves of our own victories in life by allowing those former fears and insecurities and perceived inadequacies and crap that other people try to project on us to worm their way in and end up really decaying something for us that is just starting to get rooted and break ground. Okay, be mindful of that. That's really important. Otherwise, you know, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I mean, that's not too challenging, Cat. I almost want to say Capricorn. Okay, so some of you could have been dealing with a Capricorn that has had that influence on you, you know, was making you feel like you weren't up to snuff or something, or was always kind of bringing the vibe down. It could have been somebody that you worked with too, okay? Somebody that you partnered with on a business level, all right? And it really ended up kind of casting you in a more negative light. Well, maybe they took all the accolades. They could have, you know, taken credit for a lot of your ideas, a lot of your ingenuity here. And yeah, let that be water under the bridge, okay? Let's see the power that you have gained through self-mastery that's really going to be evident here in this next trip around the sun. Ace of Swords. Look at that. Wow. The truth you hold. Living in your truth. Speaking your truth. Representing your truth. Letting the true you be seen. Acting on your inspirations. That's what cuts through the veil of illusion and allows you to truly be seen for who you are. Allows you to write your own story, to be the author of your reality, and also for others to be able to see you accurately. Beautiful. Beautiful energy. And also there's this quality here. When we look at the Ace of Swords, we're looking at that quality of Froggerock, the answerer, that first jewel or treasure of the Tuatha De Danann. This is, you have the power to have all the answers that you need. You just need to pull that sword of truth from its sheath and know where to direct the tip of it, okay? That, again, there's something coming through here. It's like that single pointed focus, just like the arrow, you know? And when we look at the arrow, that energy that came in with Goddess Diana about staying focused with your intention, that is the Spear of Lu. That Spear of Lu is the merging of Froggerock, that sword of truth, with the energy of that Ace of Wands, that fiery, passionate purpose, okay? So I think you're in a really good position right now. You're on your true path. If you've been wondering, is this what I'm supposed to do? Yes, this is your path of purpose. This is your path of purpose. You don't need to look any further. Whatever you're setting in motion right now, whatever you're starting to actually work toward now, you're right on track. You found the path that leads to your North Node. This is your destiny. So follow through. Keep focused. Don't let anything or anyone tell you that you're not cut out for this. This isn't right for you. No, you are 100% in alignment with your true path. This is beautiful. I like this. Okay, well, what's at stake for your party? What's at stake for you and the soulmates, the star mates, these new characters, and maybe even some old that are trustworthy companions that are coming along for the ride, that are journeying with you during this next trip around the sun? What's at stake for you and your party? Wow. Just hold the line. Nothing can touch you. Nothing can touch you and your squad, man. You all got it on lock. So see, I like this. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Look, you got a couple sidekicks here. I didn't even notice that before. There might be three of you. Three of you. They're really really aligned, you know? Sometimes you don't need a big circle either. You don't need a big formidable crew, you know? You just need a couple, you know, companions, people you know, like, I can really trust you. Since these are kind of like small hanging out here, I feel like these are characters that you're really just starting to understand, you know, the importance of their place in your life, and really understanding, like, yeah, these people come forward with me, okay? Or they could be new people that are starting to come in here that play a really important role in your future. And you all share the same view. Like, you all see the lay of the land together. Like, you're not caught up in this drama-rama BS, competitive crap. Like, you're also not in a place where you're going tit for tat in any kind of spiritual warfare with rogue wizards here. I really feel like you're so secure in your own power that you hold that that's all you need to do it. Y'all, all of you, you just hold your power and nothing can touch you. It's really beautiful energy. So what's at stake? Nothing much aside for just staying in your power and holding your ground. That's it. You're already above this. Wow. Man, you got a killer reading here. I have to say, this is a really positive outlook for you, Cancer. Yeah, just continue, especially up until that new moon in Leo, okay? Keep your plans cloaked, okay? Don't reveal what is brewing here, because you are still kind of like moving through an initiatory period with this, okay? I really feel this. There's something here, that amber color came in. Here's gold. Yeah, gold. That reminds me of Manipura, the solar plexus chakra. There's power building here. You're building solar power around this, okay? Life-giving force around this. It is the stuff of your treasure, but it's like you got your cloak of imperceptibility right now. People might be sensing, you know, they might be sensing, oh, what's shifting for Cancer over there? I know they're up to something. They just don't know quite what. But I do feel like you're kind of like keeping to yourself. You're still kind of like intuiting things, feeling things out, dreaming things up. I mean, we are still in that Mercury retrograde post-shadow, 55 on the clock. I think this is good. It will give you good, solid judgment. It allows you to close the old karmic cycle and really embrace this upward turn of the wheel of fortune for you, right? So yeah, keep to yourself in regard to this, right? And I think that's important too. You know, it's also important for these people that you're going to join forces with, that you keep this to yourself right now so it doesn't get spoiled by any kind of like false allies getting intertwined with this, okay? Okay, good energy. Good energy. What's at stake for the new world that Cancer wants to see come into reality here? Crossing energy. Crossing energy in reverse. Strength. Okay. I do feel like there is a character here. Okay, Leo energy, right? Again, this could be your energy if you're a Cancer, Leo, cusper, right? And I don't know, it could be that devil, all right? There could be somebody from your past that you have a soft spot for, and I'm just noticing this. Look at that. There's Fraggle abandoned, laying down here. You need to be aware of your own truth here and what you already cut off, what you already saw through clearly, because this person could try to work you, or they could try to pull at your heartstrings. I want you to know that where you're experiencing the dawn right now, if you let this in, the cloud cover will start to infiltrate. Things will become hazy again. You got to let this character learn their own lessons and ride this out on their own. It's not under your charge. And as I said that, it was 57 on the clock. 12. You're coming into your Empress energy. So don't go back into a blind spot. Your creativity is mounting. You're heading into a time of harvest, abundance. This will sabotage it. This will create confusion, illusion. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is let somebody learn their lesson. Let somebody figure out for themselves what they need to do to transform. It's true. And I know it's hard. I think this is somebody that you cared for very deeply, but it is coming out in reverse and crossing. So that's what's at stake for your new world. You need to stay in your strength. You have the strength to rise above what pulled you down in the past. And it was 58 on the clock. Double 13s. There could have been a Scorpio connected with this. I think there's something that took you through the initiatory process of that Mars-Pluto territory. There could be an Aries in the mix, All right? Whatever this is, that came to an end. And you're now in the rebirth phase. So don't cut it off at the pass by letting down your defenses to this, because you're wise to kind of like hold your ground, okay? Be determined about this. Hold your ground so you don't sacrifice your new worldview that's coming into form right now. You've dreamed it up. It's coming in. Don't block yourself, okay? Only you can block yourself here. It's really important for you to recognize this. All right, what's the cookie? What is the sweet reward for Cancer to give them the gumption to stay on track here? Yeah. Don't sing over these bones any longer. This is not your journey forward. You know, no more of this kind of like whipping a dead horse. Something has come to an end, and you have reflected on it long enough. There could be a real strong Scorpio connection here, okay? This is your time of rising, okay? So let the smoke, the haze, the illusion, the clouds of confusion continue to dispel. And it was 1:00:33 on the clock, okay? I'm telling you, you got helpful forces coming in here for you. It's like double Empress energy. It's freeing you from the crossroads. It's freeing you from the choice or the confusion of the lover. And you are activating the alchemist in you. You're raising that Ace of Wands like the magician, and it's reviving everything in your life. Don't blow it. Don't blow it, because I do feel like you will be tested in relation to this. So this is just really trying to remind you of what you already hold. You already hold your rebirth. Your dream is already in your hands. Even though it's in the process of coming to form, this is happening. But you could sabotage it if you let this back in, all right? Really important. All right, let's see what your target is, okay? What is your target? I'm going to go ahead and shuffle for this. Kind of, let me clear out that energy a little bit. So you see how that past influence really wants to worm its way back in. What is the target? We opened up with the target. Diana brought that in. Keep your focus, okay? Be master of the hunt like Diana. Stay focused here. Keep your sights on where you're going, not where you've been. All right. What is the target the Cancer needs to focus on in order to hit the mark, Spirit? What is the focus the Cancer needs to keep their sights set on in order to hit the mark? What is the focus the Cancer needs to set their sights on in order to hit the mark? We got one more shuffle, okay? Basis of the matter, Knight of Cups. And it's interesting because it is coming in with this Selkie energy, with that seal that's in the cup. And look at this like polar bear on the prowl. Polar bears are fierce hunters. And it reminds me of the story of the Selkie, where, you know, the Selkies, they can free themselves from their seal pelt, and they can take the form of a human, and they can come to shore and experience, you know, another world. They have that shapeshifter intermediary quality, but their true skin is their empowerment, the skin they're in. And there is a story of a hunter that was watching a Selkie bathe on the shore in her human form, and he stole her pelt. And because he stole her pelt, he also stole her power. And he was able to enslave her in a way. And she had to go and live with him. She couldn't be in her true home. She couldn't return to the sea. She couldn't return to her true nature, where she got to have the choice about who she was and where she went and how she expressed herself. It's coming through the story of the feminine, okay? But do understand, this applies for the masculine too, okay? For the men out there. And so she was bound bound to this role, this reality that was not her at all. And then it was through her son. She had a son, she had children with this man. It was through her son coming to her and bringing her pelt, because she didn't know where her pelt was. He kept it hidden from her. The hunter kept it hidden from her. Her son came forward with the pelt to her and said, "Mommy, what is this?" And she was able to return to her true nature. She got her power back. Isn't that beautiful, the way that came through? The power came through the sun. The power came through the masculine. The masculine that opens the avenue. You see the beautiful partnering energy, even though it comes through this mythos, this story of the feminine, the masculine still provided the avenue for the feminine to come through, okay? So there's something about this for you, okay, that you need to remember. You need to remember, it's almost like the Selkie is coming through as an archetype for you moving forward, to keep this tucked in your heart as a source of knowledge that you never lose again, because you may have lost your power in the past and you accommodated something that made you deny your true nature. You allowed yourself to be vulnerable to this. It's really important that you remember this moving forward here. This is foundational, okay? What is the target? What is the target the Cancer needs to stay focused on during this next trip around the sun? What is the focus? I like this. 5 of Wands. This should be your focus, to know what is worth fighting for. And you see that sun off in the distance, no cloud cover in the way. Do you see this dragon wielding its fire wisely? Look at this other dragon here. It's like the fire is crossing, it's forming gabo. So I do feel like there's somebody that you're partnering with here. You're partnering with this person, and this is what kind of allows you to join forces with somebody who can really match you, who can hold fire with you, who sees eye to eye with you, that recognizes the power in you and doesn't feel like they have to try to strip that of you, but they can actually meet you in that place. And this is really about moving forward in a very spirited way, because the 5 of Wands can be a lot of drama, right? But there's also another quality to the 5 of Wands that often isn't talked about. And this is about your target. It's sort of like, pay attention and keep your focus on who matches your fire. Who's able to hold power with you? Who's able to share power with you? Because that activates gifts that don't just pour into you, but pour into the other. And there's this like beautiful synergy there. And it lets all the other meaningless stuff just sort of fall away. And this is what keeps the sun in view. This is what preserves the dawn, protects the dawn. Yes, because see, all of that old stuff has come to an end. There's the bones again. Like, this is done. The lightning already came down. There was already a tower here, okay? That's been cleared out. So really just stay focused on this. And if somebody can't match your fire, if somebody can't meet you in that place of really sharing power with you, that's not the person to partner with here. You see, there's only one other that you're partnering with here, right? There's somebody you're partnering with here. And again, remember there was 2 that were joining with you? I feel like there's another here that you may not be aware of that also holds this fire. There's only 3 of these dragons that have this fire, okay? So I feel like there's another character here who may be rising to your defense, okay, that you're not even aware of just now, but they will be coming into view for you. I think there's somebody that's containing some troublemakers for you at this time that you're going to be meeting up with down the road, okay? Very interesting. But I do feel like there's somebody here that you're already like pretty aware is somebody that's solid in your corner. that you activate mutual gifts in each other. If you're not already aware of this person, you will be soon, okay? I think there's two distinct characters here that are getting the heave-ho, okay? They're not coming forward with you on this trip. These are people that have caused quite some delays for you. And yet, we must remember, when delays are created and we have to pause, that often gives us an opportunity for course correction here, okay? So there's just really something about this. Look at who can match your fire. Look who can share power with you and doesn't try to snuff out your fire, but actually fans your flames. That's important. And in terms of romance, this is coming in because this can be playful banter too, and this can be a real spirited sense in the way you're moving forward here. And I do feel that, you know, you got a couple partners here, you got a couple allies coming in here that are really helping you just rise above something that used to be very troublesome for you in the past. It's like you're not alone anymore here. You do have people that can, you know, help you sort of like ward this off, I feel, just by the partnership, the way that your energies coming together. You're a formidable group. I feel that, okay? You're a formidable group. So there's something here about keep focused on that, you know, just really keep focused on that, and you won't miss the mark here. And who you're moving forward with here, there's a sense of spiritedness, playfulness. You fan each other's flames. And in terms of romance, I think you're going to hold out for somebody who sees the fire in your eyes and they don't try to tamp it down. They want to play with that because they hold that too. You know, you share that. It's 1:11:14 on the clock. There could be a little, you know, something going on behind the scenes. Or there could be a little bit of activity going on with Cupid here, who's trying to bring just the right match in for you. Yeah, and I really got this vibe. Like, you do have somebody here who is, it comes through as like defending your honor. That's somebody who's got your back here. 1:11:44 on the clock. Yep, absolutely. Clock that. Okay, cut of the deck to cap it off, just to really drive the message home. Oh, look at this. You're going to achieve that stone of destiny. Just don't lose your truth, because it is that stone of destiny that you will be standing upon when you get to that mountaintop, and there's a beautiful transformation underway. There could be an air sign energy that's of significance, somebody that you share real resonance with, somebody that's a key player for you here, that's going to be part of what transforms in your world. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But I do feel this is really everything to do with your decisiveness, staying in your truth, knowing that you already have your answers, something's clear for you. It's allowing you to get to the top of that mountain you've been climbing for some time, and it's getting you above all the haze. And there's nothing but an incredible view at the top. Oh, and I love it. Yep, because your ships are coming in. Look at that. 3 of Wands. So the dream is a reality. It's already on its way. Beautiful. Godspeed.